A deadly head-on crash west of Pittsburgh leaves one man dead and two others injured. Plus more patrol cars, less cost. How one local sheriff's office plans to stretch the tax dollars. And a brides-to-be had plenty to explore today at Carthage 3rd Annual Bridal Market.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News. I'm Blake Gully. A sheriff's department in Oklahoma approved to purchase and replace used patrol vehicles. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
After using their fleet for the last 5 years, the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office has been approved to purchase up to 10 used patrol vehicles to update their fleet.
So we're taking a big portion of our sheriff's grant from this go-around and trying to replace the patrol vehicles. Hopefully, in the near future, we'll be able to replace our 5 admin vehicles, which consist of 3 or 4 unmarked detective vehicles.
Under Sheriff Ferdig told us that buying used vehicles gives the department more leeway with spending.
Buying used, we're able to save money and we're able to get more vehicles versus just maybe 2, possibly 3 brand new ones.
Patrol cars are vital for any police department, acting as a mobile workstation for many police officers. By buying more up-to-date vehicles, the department hopes to give their officers updated tools to work effectively.
It's just like any department across the nation. For a patrolman, I mean that's sometimes their office. They spend 8 hours to 12 hours, depending on the shift schedule. They spend it in that vehicle. That vehicle is a tool.
In Ottawa County, Oklahoma, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The Ottawa County Sheriff's Department is a recipient of the Sheriff's Funding Assistant Grant, with part of its funding being used for the purchase of the patrol vehicles. A head-on crash claimed the life of a southeast Kansas man just west of Pittsburgh Saturday afternoon. The Kansas Highway Patrol says 37-year-old Craig Sylvie of Cherokee died at the scene. Troopers say Sylvie was driving a Ford pickup passing multiple vehicles at a high rate of speed when he collided head-on with a Chevy Malibu. The Malibu was driven by 16-year-old Layla Sherrod, and she suffered from Girard, suffering minor injuries. A passenger in her vehicle, 48-year-old Heather Burkis, also of Girard, was seriously injured. Kansas Highway 126 was closed for nearly 3 hours as troopers investigated the fatal crash. Meteorologist Donald O'Keefe joins us with the first look at weather.
Well, the cold temperatures are here and they're going to stick around for the next day or so. For today, we got to 39 degrees. The average is 45, so we're about 6 degrees below average for this time of year. For tonight, dropping down to 17 degrees. Like I said, very cold, partly cloudy skies. Wind chill values can still be around 0 to about 10 degrees, so make sure that you are dressing appropriately if you are doing anything this evening. Let's take a look through tonight. So we're going to see partly cloudy skies until we get to Monday morning when some clouds start to pull in. Then we're going to have temperatures about the mid to upper teens. Those clouds are going to start pushing out by Monday afternoon, but we're only going to warm up to about the mid to upper 20 for us on Monday. And it's going to be a bit breezy out there as well. We can see wind gusts tonight through tomorrow morning about 20, 25, even pushing 30 miles an hour. We're going to have breezy and very cold conditions through Monday night. We're going to see a slight warm up coming by Tuesday, and also watching for the next snow chances by later next week. I'll have those details coming up.
Carthage hosted the 3rd Annual Bridal Market today, bringing together roughly 30 vendors offering just about everything a bride would need on her special day. The event, organized by Unique Yours Events and Celebrations along with Julie Paul Ram, was held at 407 South Carrison Avenue. Organizers described the bridal market as a mix between the traditional bridal expo and an indoor garage sale, with specialty vendors and individuals selling leftover wedding items all under one roof.
I love developing relationships with them and partnerships with them. The wedding industry is pretty tough. And when you find vendors that you get along well with, that you trust, that have share a lot of the same values and business practices that you do, it's wonderful.
Brides to be and their family had many different options to choose from, including some handmade creations, all to create, again, the future bride's one-of-a-kind celebration. The Pittsburgh Public Library hosted a special reading and discussion today celebrating Kansas Matters, a new anthology of poetry exploring what it means to call the Sunflower State home. The collection brings together some of Kansas' leading literary voices reflecting on the land, identity, history, and hopes for the future.
I like the way it preserves ideas for the future. That may sound cliche, but in a way it tells the story of a group of us living now, and I mean that in a big sense, through all of Southeast Kansas, living and seeing this world around us and trying to make sense of it.
The free event drew readers from all over Kansas that are interested in the literature, the history, and contemporary cultural voices. Still ahead on KOAM News, alarming charges against Riverview's mayor. Police say the accusations go back nearly a decade. The mayor of a Missouri town is in custody tonight, accused of multiple felony sex crimes involving 4 alleged victims. Prosecutors say the alleged abuse spanned nearly a decade and include both adults and a juvenile at the time. St. Louis County Police arrested Riverview Mayor Mike Cornell, who made his first court appearance Thursday morning. Laura Barczewski has the story.
St. Louis County Police say Riverview Mayor Michael Cornell Jr. sexually assaulted or harassed at least 2 teenagers and 2 adults over the last 10 years.
It's possible that this is like a predatory type of behavior, and we're concerned that if he was, willing to do it to a minor, that there may be other minors that we're just not aware of.
Detectives say the investigation started in December after a victim came forward to another law enforcement agency that passed off the case to St. Louis County. Court documents say in 2016 and 2017, Cornell sexually assaulted a teenager repeatedly. At least 1 other victim was also assaulted at Cornell's home during that time. In 2024, documents say Cornell repeatedly harassed another victim in his car and in his office. And in December of last year, police say he sexually assaulted the 4th victim at his home. Police raided his home and office at City Hall and found child pornography on his phone.
To every victim, we recognize it is easy for us to say this, as we have not lived your experiences, we have not walked in your shoes. But we want you to know that there is no shame in the crimes that were perpetrated against you. The only person that should feel shame in this situation is Mr. Cornell.
It's unclear who will replace Cornell as City of Riverview's mayor. All requests for comment from city officials were not returned. Lieutenant Colonel Jerry Lohr says they believe he abused his power and authority to lure in his victims.
It ruins the trust that the public has placed in us. And situations like this, unfortunately, tear down that fabric of trust.
Cornell faces 9 felony charges, including sex crimes and possession of child pornography. He remains in custody with a bond hearing scheduled for January 22nd. Prosecutors say more victims may come forward. In Missouri, a happy ending following a scary moment. A woman lost a rescue cat who escaped the wreckage of a hit-and-run accident. Thanks to some outside help and a social media post, the feline was found and is safe once again. Caroline Hacker reports.
Hey, everybody's purring. Hi, guys.
Mickey Mahoney is a bit of a cat whisperer. Over the last 15 years, she's fostered more than 600 cats, many of them for 10th Life Cat Rescue in South St. Louis.
You okay?
Part of the gig means taking the kittens to vet appointments. But a recent trip home from the vet almost turned deadly as Mickey was driving on Interstate 64 near Vandevenner.
And all of a sudden there was a bump and the car just started spinning.
Clipped by another car, Mickey says she lost control, her car coming to a rest on its roof. She was okay, her focus shifting to her 6 kittens in the back.
I was just sick. Here, there's nothing I can do. I'm laying on a gurney.
She went to the hospital. A Good Samaritan named Dale grabbed the cat carriers for Mickey when he discovered one of the kittens was missing.
Dale went back and looked in the vehicle, and found the carrier, and it was open like this.
That meant a call to 10th Life Rescue's Reagan Kennan to begin the search for 4-month-old Caden.
Got out of the car and looked, but again, there's not a lot of grass on any of those exits, so we didn't have any luck.
So she made this urgent plea on Facebook. Not long after, she got a phone call.
Someone said, "I have Caden." I was like, "What?" And I jumped out of bed and was so excited.
You my baby.
This is Caden.
You my baby.
6 hours after the crash, she was found huddled against a barrier wall, tired but unharmed.
That's when I cried. I'd held it together the whole time, but I was so relieved.
The 5 other kittens in the car, all okay too.
How's the babies?
Caden is now ready to find her forever home.
It would not have been okay if we had not found her.
Ready to live out her 10th life.
Down on us next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, for parents struggling to keep kids on safe content, there's a new option. A parent-controlled video hub is gaining traction.
Well, I'm sure you guys are feeling the cold air. That cold temperatures are going to be sticking around through tonight and tomorrow. Taking a look at today, we only got up to 39 degrees. The average is 45, so we're about 6 degrees below average for this time of year. For tonight, we're going to see temperatures drop down to about 17 degrees. Still very cold, partly cloudy skies. Wind chill values overnight could be anywhere from 0 to 10 degrees because of some gustier winds that we're going to see tonight through Monday morning. We can see wind gusts 20, 25, even pushing 30 miles an hour as we get into Monday morning. Those winds are going to stick around even into Tuesday as well. That's what we're talking about, those feel-like temperatures, those wind chill values. On Monday morning, we're going to see anywhere from -5 to about 5 degrees down there in the southern counties. So it's going to be very cold Monday morning. So make sure you are well dressed. If you have any kids waiting for the school bus, you might as well just keep them inside until the school bus gets there. As we get into Tuesday morning, we're going to improve a little bit. Temperatures are still going to be about the single digits, but that's going to be slowly warming up as we get into Tuesday afternoon. So let's take you through time here. Tonight through tomorrow, we're going to see partly to mostly cloudy skies. Those clouds are going to start building in Monday morning. We're going to see winds those temperatures about mid-teens to the upper teens as well. By Monday afternoon, those clouds will start to push out, but we're only going to warm up Monday afternoon about the mid-20s to the upper 20s, so not much of a warm up. As we get into Monday night, Tuesday morning, just some passing clouds. Tuesday morning temperatures will be about the upper teens, lower 20s. Then the sun will start to come out Tuesday afternoon. Now we're going to see temperatures jump back up into about the mid to upper 40s, so right around average for this time of year. So a nice little warm up for us on Tuesday. But for tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies until about the afternoon, but only getting up to a high of 27 degrees for us on Monday. For tomorrow night, dropping back down to 18 degrees, mostly clear conditions. Still, those wind chill values will be a factor for us on Monday night, about 5 to 10 degrees above zero. Still winds out of southwest about 5-10 miles an hour. They'll be warming things up for Tuesday afternoon. Taking a look outside at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Cam, it looks nice, but that's deceiving because temperatures are definitely going to continue to drop as we get through the evening and overnight. Taking a look at our upper level flow. So we have a low pressure system way up there above the banner. That's going to be dropping down over the next, when we get to Wednesday, we're going to have those temperatures start to improve Wednesday through Thursday, but then that low pressure system is going to be building in by Friday, bringing in moisture from the Gulf, and that's actually going to fuel what I was talking about, maybe some snow chances Friday night into Saturday. Those snow chances Friday night through Saturday, that's going to push out to the east, and then behind it on Sunday, a lot colder temperatures are ahead of us. So let's take a closer look. This is Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s. By Thursday, we're going to cool off just a tad. Low to mid 40s for us on Thursday. Then we get to Friday. This is when we're going to see that moisture start to build in. Temperatures will start off in the mid 30s for us on Friday. And then here comes those snow chances I was talking about Friday afternoon. Temperatures will drop back down into the low to mid 20s for us on Friday. And then those snow chances will start to push off southeast. But colder temperatures for us on Saturday through Sunday. And that's when we're going to see the return of temperatures back into the teens and 20s as well. Taking a look at our 7 to 10 day here. We're going to see temperatures be on the colder side Monday, getting back up to about the mid 40s to 50 by Wednesday, cooling off again by Thursday, and then those snow chances by Friday, and then colder temperatures through the weekend, possibly warming back up to the low 50s by next Wednesday.
Coming up, students at Brown University are heading into a new semester, but many say the campus doesn't feel the same this year. Keeping kids safe online can feel overwhelming for parents. A free new website is helping families take control by letting them choose exactly what their kids can watch. Alexis Cardale shows us how it works.
Go Caboodle is a free website for parents and caregivers to manage what kids are viewing. Parents simply create an account and then they can search Caboodles made by other users and add them to a junior account. Topics range from music to sports to drawing.
And the idea is parents have control.
Galen Dow noticed videos his children were watching had inappropriate content, so he created his own safer space.
You can have learn your ABCs or learn to draw or sports content or dinosaur content or whatever it is, knowing that within the child's app, they can't wander off and go to anything else other than what you've approved in.
Parents create their account and set up one for their kids. They can search and add videos uploaded by other users to the junior account.
It opens up this universe of organizing really interesting things that could be for any child. And you don't have to be a child of means. It's free, so that's important to us.
Renee Carrico, the psychology program director at St. Michael's College, says screen time can have positive effects, especially when kids are viewing high-quality educational content.
Helping them learn socio-emotional skills, or increasing literacy or academic skills, or improving executive function. So those are cognitive skills like planning and problem solving and behavioral control.
Grandparents, coaches, and other caretakers can be added to a Go Caboodle account to help add videos. They're responsible for filtering the content.
The idea is it presents content to your child in alignment with your values.
With new users joining daily, Dow is hopeful the site will continue to improve.
There's a lot of little problems that we could help solve, but very long term, there's an endless roadmap of, first of all, parents getting control back of these tools and apps for their kids. And then second of all, learning from that and maybe creating better experiences for everyone.
Dow encourages parents to join the site and then submit feedback on what you like and what you think can be improved.
If you haven't gotten your real ID, it will soon cost you more to travel by air. The Transportation Secretary Administration says beginning on February 1st, it will be charging a $45 fee through security for passengers flying without the proper identification. U.S. residents will need to present a real ID or another acceptable form of identification, such as a passport, to travel to board a commercial aircraft. The TSA says the fee is being assessed so that non-compliant passengers and the cost does not go on to taxpayers to cover the cost of processing passengers who do not carry acceptable forms of identification. Still ahead on KOAM News, an Arkansas teacher found a new way to keep kids engaged by making history sing, and turns out the students love it. In Providence, Rhode Island, students at Brown University are starting to return to campus following the winter break, but the effects remain of the December mass shooting that killed 2 and injured 9 people. Nicole Moore has the story.
A new year at Brown University, but campus will never be the same.
TA camp has always been something that I've always enjoyed, like being back early, but it feels really weird this semester.
Jaideep Naik is a senior and a teaching assistant.
It's been pretty empty, like more than usual for TA camp, the campus as well. It just doesn't feel the same, I guess, wanting to explore, wanting to go out as much. Just been focused more on just getting the work done.
Students at other schools in the city said they feel a difference too.
There's a lot of empathy with them, and we feel the difference. We feel like everyone hurting and like how the whole community feels completely different.
Paulina Zambrata is an international student at Johnson & Wales and stopped by the memorial at Brown Saturday to reflect on what happened here just over a month ago.
I've talked to some Brown students about how they feel getting back, and they just told me how everything feels like completely different. Like even if it's been weeks from the tragedy, like it's just not the same.
A new semester isn't the only new thing on campus. The university implemented new safety measures, expanding the school's blue light emergency phone and surveillance camera network, requiring ID cards to access buildings, and elevating the presence of public safety officers. Naik says he notices a difference.
Personally, I feel safe, and I think that's because of like the increased presence I've noticed. Most buildings I've walked into now have at least like some security guard or something at the front. A lot of the buildings I used to like just walk into like without swiping, like the CS building, for example, I have to like swipe into.
Brown University officials say in addition to increased security, the university has implemented short-term and long-term plans to offer aid to the community and help the recovery. A middle school teacher in Arkansas is using artificial intelligence to create educational songs. Brian Kalinsky explains how he has implemented AI into his curriculum.
We've been trying to find ways to use AI in different, aspects as in our teaching.
8th grade social studies teacher John Perry Mize has used music before to help his students learn, but he noticed there is not much out there when it comes to Arkansas history. So he started using AI music generator to create songs about the topics covered in class. He writes all the lyrics, the verses, and choruses, and makes sure the music style fits what he wants to teach. Then AI handles all the musical arrangements.
I try to make my prompts really precise. I'll add in files as well of like documents, so I know it's pulling from accurate information. I always proofread everything.
He said it's a great way to keep students engaged and it helps them retain the information.
We would start hearing them so often that we learned them. And we were singing them along in class and singing them out in the hallways and everything. And so during tests, whenever we see a question, we'll start singing it in our heads, be like, oh yeah, he said this.
This approach has even inspired students like Ella Drumheller start writing their own songs and poems to help their classmates.
I've always loved writing. For me to be able to write something and him tell me, this is really good, Ella, and other kids also enjoy it, it made my confidence go up, and it also made me actually think, hey, even though I'm still a student, I can help others as well.
Mize stresses that this AI tool is not about replacing traditional teaching or his job. Instead, it's a creative way to supplement what he does and enhance learning.
Yes, 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, new limits on immigration enforcement at protests, and a federal judge weighs public safety against constitutional rights.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
Thousands of people in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area have witnessed the activities of immigration and customs enforcement officers since the Trump administration began its crackdown there last month. On Friday, a federal judge ruled on a lawsuit in Minneapolis that those observations, which was filed weeks before the nationwide anti-ICE protests erupted after an agent shot and killed Renee Good. Fox News senior correspondent Steve Harrigan has more from Minneapolis.
In a new ruling Friday, a federal judge in Minnesota bars immigration agents in Minneapolis from detaining or using tear gas on protesters who are not obstructing authorities. District Judge Kate Menendez's injunction is in response to a lawsuit filed on behalf of 6 Minnesota activists back in December. Minnesota's Attorney General thanked those activists, writing on X, quote, "This preliminary win matters for every Minnesotan exercising their constitutional right to peaceful protest and witness." With the latest ruling, federal authorities are blocked from detaining those peacefully protesting or safely following officers at a, quote, "appropriate distance," unless there's reasonable suspicion that they are obstructing or interfering with agents. Critics argue that officers also need to be protected from, quote, "dangerous rioters."
What we've seen from a lot of these agitators and violent offenders is that they're spitting on our law enforcement, they're weaponizing their vehicles against our law enforcement, they're hitting, pushing, shoving.
As anti-ICE demonstrations continue nationwide, state authorities are urging the public to keep protests peaceful.
Any actions that harm people, destroy property, or jeopardize public safety will not be tolerated. Demonstrations must remain safe.
Critics of the judge's decision say it's an attempt to micromanage ICE's actions. In Minneapolis, Steve Harrigan, Fox News.
Any new military recruits who are HIV positive cannot begin their initial training, at least for now. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth made that decision on Friday. It comes after federal appeals court ordered a pause in the lower court ruling that allowed HIV positive applicants to serve their country. A federal judge ruled in 2024 that the military could not turn away enlistees solely because of if they had HIV. A final decision from the appeals court is still pending. The Defense Department is expected to make a decision in the coming weeks on whether to reinstate the long-standing ban to prevent HIV-positive individuals from enrolling in the military. A study published last year by the Military Health System found that between 1990 and 2024, more than 11,000 service members were diagnosed with HIV in active duty, National Guard and Reserves forces. However, these individuals only tested positive after they joined the military. President Trump is threatening to impose new tariffs on Denmark and other European countries unless there is a deal to purchase Greenland. The latest move comes as thousands of people in Greenland and Denmark protested the proposal for the U.S. to take over the Arctic island. Jen Sullivan reports on Saturday's rallies and how the U.S. advances are sprouting the outrage.
Crowd shouting Greenland is for Greenlanders Saturday as people in Greenland express outrage over the U.S.'s recent threats to take over the Nordic island.
We are not for sale.
In the capital of Nuuk, thousands of people turned out. And similar protests were held in Denmark. Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark.
Greenland should be free and Greenland should be for the Greenlanders, not for the Americans.
For months, President Donald Trump has insisted the U.S. should control Greenland. Its far north location makes it ideal for missile early warning systems and monitoring vessels in the region.
We need Greenland for national security.
Saturday, the president ramping up his threats against countries opposing the U.S. acquiring Greenland, posting this on Truth Social, saying, quote, starting February 1st, several European countries will be charged a 10% tariff on any and all goods sent to the United States of America. On June 1st, the tariff will be increased to 25%. Earlier in the week, Denmark and several other NATO countries sent troops to Greenland for exercises in an apparent signal of NATO opposition to the apparent threat of an American seizure of the Arctic landmass. Any American military move on Greenland could trigger Article 5 of the NATO treaty, which says an attack on one NATO territory is an attack on all. President Trump's threats are drawing criticism from both sides of the political aisle on Capitol Hill.
Basically severing this whole agreement and invading an ally, a democracy, it's immoral, it's wrong.
The thought of starting a war or invading a NATO ally is unthinkable.
It's also an unpopular opinion among Americans, according to a new CNN poll. The survey shows that 75% oppose the U.S. attempting to take control of Greenland. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Many NATO countries are pushing back on President Trump's threat to impose tariffs on the European allies, resisting his plan to buy Greenland. EU Commission President warns the tariffs undermine transatlantic ties and could trigger a dangerous downward spiral. The UE has now called an emergency meeting of its 27 ambassadors to discuss Greenland and the tariff threats. Later, box office battle alert from superhero hits to animated sequels. We've got the weekend's top earners coming up in our Hollywood moment.
Well, I'm sure you guys are feeling the cold air. That cold temperatures are going to be sticking around through tonight and tomorrow. Taking a look at today, we only got up to 39 degrees. The average is 45, so we're about 6 degrees below average for this time of year. For tonight, we're going to see temperatures drop down to about 17 degrees. Still very cold, partly cloudy skies. Wind chill values overnight could be anywhere from 0 to 10 degrees because of some gustier winds that we're going to see tonight through Monday morning. We can see wind gusts 20, 25, even pushing 30 miles an hour as we get into Monday morning. And those those winds are going to stick around even into Tuesday as well. That's what we're talking about, those feel-like temperatures, those wind chill values. On Monday morning, we're going to see anywhere from -5 to about 5 degrees down there in the southern counties. So it's going to be very cold Monday morning. So make sure you are well dressed. If you have any kids waiting for the school bus, you might as well just keep them inside until the school bus gets there. As we get into Tuesday morning, we're going to improve a little bit. Temperatures are still going to be about the single digits, but that's going to be slowly warming up as we get into Tuesday afternoon. So let's take you through time here. Tonight through tomorrow, we're going to see partly to mostly cloudy skies. Those clouds are going to start building in Monday morning. We're going to see winds about, or excuse me, those temperatures about mid-teens to the upper teens as well. By Monday afternoon, those clouds will start to push out, but we're only going to warm up Monday afternoon about the mid-20s to the upper 20s, so not much of a warm up. As we get into Monday night, Tuesday morning, just some passing clouds. Tuesday morning temperatures will be about the upper teens, lower 20s. Then the sun will start to come out Tuesday afternoon. Now we're going to see temperatures jump back up into about the mid to upper 40s, so right around average for this time of year. So a nice little warm up for us on Tuesday. But for tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies until about the afternoon, but only getting up to a high of 27 degrees for us on Monday. For tomorrow night, dropping back down to 18 degrees, mostly clear conditions. Still, those wind chill values will be a factor, but for us on Monday night, about 5 to 10 degrees above zero. Still winds out of the southwest about 5-10 miles an hour. They'll be warming things up for Tuesday afternoon. Taking a look outside at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Cam, it looks nice, but that's deceiving because temperatures are definitely going to continue to drop as we get through the evening and overnight. Taking a look at our upper level flow. So we have a low pressure system way up there above the banner. That's going to be dropping down over the next, when we get to Wednesday, we're going to have those temperatures start to improve Wednesday through Thursday, but then that low pressure system is going to be building in by Friday, bringing in moisture from the Gulf, and that's actually going to fuel what I was talking about, maybe some snow chances Friday night into Saturday. Those snow chances Friday night through Saturday, that's going to push out to the east, and then behind it on Sunday, a lot colder temperatures are ahead of us. So let's take a closer look. This is Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s. By Thursday, we're going to cool off just a tad. Low to mid 40s for us on Thursday. Then we get to Friday. This is when we're going to see that moisture start to build in. Temperatures will start off in the mid 30s for us on Friday. And then here comes those snow chances I was talking about Friday afternoon. Temperatures will drop back down into the low to mid 20s for us on Friday. And then those snow chances will start to push off southeast. But colder temperatures for us on Saturday through Sunday. And that's when we're going to see the return of temperatures back into the teens and 20s as well. Taking a look at our 7 to 10 day here. We're going to see temperatures be on the colder side Monday, getting back up to about the mid 40s to 50 by Wednesday, cooling off again by Thursday, and then those snow chances by Friday, and then colder temperatures through the weekend, possibly warming back up to the low 50s by next Wednesday.
Coming up, the NFL playoffs continue. Ben McLeish has recaps of the NFC and AFC divisional round matchups coming up next in sports.
The NFL divisional playoffs continue today with the final 2 spots of the conference championships up for grabs. In Foxborough, the New England Patriots take on the Houston Texans in the AFC divisional. First quarter, 4th and 1 for the Pats. Drake May drops back, fires down the middle for Kayshon Boutte. He makes the catch and takes it all the way for the game's opening score, 7-0 New England. End of the first quarter, Texans down 7-3. CJ Stroud going deep. It's picked off by Carlton Davis. An incredible catch on the sideline. The Patriots looking to add to their lead. May takes off for the first down, but Houston forces a fumble and recovers it. The Texans now march down the field. Stroud hangs in the pocket and finds Christian Kirk in the end zone to put Houston on top, 10-7. They get the ball right back. Stroud, under heavy pressure, lobs up a pass. It's intercepted by Marcus Jones. Jones has got some room to run. He races for the end zone and scores. New England back with the lead, and the Pats are back in the red zone at the end of the half. May with a clean pocket rockets it to Stephon Diggs, who hangs on for the touchdown. New England enters the half up by 11. In the fourth quarter, their lead shrinks to 5 points. Third down, May launches for the end zone. And oh, it's Boutte with the bounty. 7 points to send New England to the AFC Championship game. The Patriots take down the Texans 28-16. In the nightcap, the Chicago Bears host the Los Angeles Rams, a date with the Seahawks looming for the victor. First quarter, 4th and 3 for Chicago. Caleb Williams looking downfield. It's intercepted by Kobe Durant, and the Rams take over. They march down to the goal line. Second down, Matthew Stafford with the handoff to Kyron Williams. And Williams bullies his way into the end zone. Rams score the game's first points. They lead 7-0. The Bears, though, looking to respond. First play of the second quarter, Bears at the goal line. It's 4th down. Williams getting the field. He's got DJ Moore open in the end zone for the game-tying touchdown. Now we head to the fourth quarter. Bears down by 7 in the red zone, but it's 4th down. Williams under pressure, backed up over 20 yards, looking for a miracle. Oh my goodness, Cole Kmet comes down with it to send this one to overtime, but the Bears' miraculous season would come to an end there. The Rams kick a walk-off field goal to advance to the NFC title game. Well, that's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
Two different franchises went head-to-head at the weekend box office. David Daniel has the early estimates from the top 5 films in theaters from Friday through Sunday.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Marty Supreme and Golden Globe winner Timothée Chalamet ping-ponged back into the top 5, earning $5.5 million.
Why do you want this job? I just really enjoy being a housemaid. For the right families, of course.
The Housemaid fell to 4th place, dusting off $8.5 million.
Can you tell us about your journey to Dysfunction Junction?
Nothing dysfunctional about Zootopia 2. The animated sequel made $8.8 million for 3rd place and a domestic total of $393 million.
Many of the things we take for granted will one day pass away completely.
Despite great reviews, 28 years later, The Bone Temple opened in 2nd place with $13 million, well below expectations. Avatar: Fire and Ash held on for a 5th straight weekend title, grossing $13.3 million for a domestic total of $367 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Up next today, we celebrate a beloved childhood classic. It's National Winnie the Pooh Day. Find out the history behind the iconic bear. We'll be right back. He is one of the most beloved bears of all time. And today marks National Winnie the Pooh Day. The day honors the birthday of A.A. Milne, the creator of Winnie the Pooh. Milne was born in 1882 and is best known for his beloved children's stories. Winnie the Pooh was inspired by a real black bear named Winnie who lived at the London Zoo during World War I. Milne's son, Christopher Robin, visited the bear often and named his own teddy bear after her. Today, the stories have been translated into more than 50 languages and are considered classics around the world. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for watching us and have a great evening.